Welcome to the Explainer. If you've ever set up a web server to host a portfolio or an image gallery, you already know the struggle, right? You just want something fast, efficient, and totally under your control. Well, that is exactly why we're exploring the PHP Gallery CMS today. It's a system built from the absolute ground up for ultimate high-performance self-hosting. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Because honestly, we've all been there. You just want to host a folder full of high-res JPEGs, but to pull it off, you're forced to deploy this massive, bloated platform. You're dealing with endless dependencies, literal labyrinth of node modules, and a dashboard that takes way too many seconds to load. It's so frustrating. Well, PHP Gallery CMS completely flips the script. It literally strips away all that modern web bloat and hands you back raw performance in total server control.
Here's the roadmap for our technical tour today. First, the PHP Gallery Advantage. Second, seamless browser-based installation. Third, file system first media discovery. Fourth, bulk management and custom themes. And finally, pre-caching and fluidity optimizations.
Kicking things off with Section 1, the PHP Gallery Advantage. Let's look under the hood.
Looking at the core tech stack, the very first thing you're going to notice is the intentional absence of modern bloat. It's refreshing. The system requires PHP 8.0 or newer, and it connects to MariaDB or MySQL using PDO. It leans heavily on native PHP extensions, specifically GD for high-speed, server-side image processing, and Zip Archive for highly optimized cache management. Notice what's missing? There's no WordPress, absolutely no Composer packages, no NPM build steps. Zero bloat. For systems administrator or dev, this is just a massive strategic advantage. You aren't managing some fragile web of dependencies, you're deploying a lean, mean, server-side engine.
Moving right along to Section 2, seamless browser-based installation.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how frictionless deployment can be, even if you're just on ordinary shared hosting. You literally upload the project files to your web server, open your browser, and that's it. The system automatically redirects you to a browser-based installer. From there, you pick your database provisioning mode, whether you're on a restricted shared host or a local environment with root access. Then you just drop in your database credentials, create your first administrator account, and hit submit. No shell commands required at all, unless, you specifically want to use them.
Now, behind the scenes of that single submit button, the installer is doing all the heavy lifting. It automatically writes your config.php file, provisions the necessary folders, and runs the initial database migrations directly. And as your gallery grows and evolves, verifying your setup is incredibly transparent. Say a future update needs a database schema change, your admin dashboard will just display a clear migration notice right there, complete with a one-click Run Database Migration button. It even rocks a built-in database-backed admin log to track maintenance events, giving you total visibility without ever needing to dig into raw server logs.
Let's jump into Section 3, File System First Media Discovery. This is where the real magic happens.
So what does this actually mean? The PHP Gallery utilizes a file system-first architecture. Basically, the physical folders resting on your server's disk dictate the absolute reality of your gallery. Sure, the database stores the metadata, things like tags, visibility, and descriptions, but the absolute source of truth for your hierarchy and media discovery is your actual physical file system.
To really wrap your head around why this is a game changer, just compare it to a traditional database CMS. Normally, you have to upload files through some clunky web interface, right? You create these fragile virtual folders while your actual media files get renamed and buried somewhere deep inside the server. Not with PHP Gallery. Here, you just open your FTP client and drop raw, massive folders directly into the directory. Boom! Then you hit the dashboard and trigger an automated gallery import. Have nested subfolders? The CMS automatically converts them into subgalleries. Your physical server structure maps perfectly to your front-end user experience. It's just so simple.
All right, Section 4, bulk management and custom themes. Now that you've dropped terabytes of folders onto your server, you need to manage them, right? Well, the dashboard is built for sheer efficiency. It handles large libraries without even breaking a sweat. You get automated bulk gallery imports and rescans that detect new image files instantly. You can do bulk visibility toggling, meaning you can shift dozens of galleries from draft to public with just a single click. There's bulk tag assignment, where parent galleries recursively aggregate tags from all their subgalleries. You can even bulk enable advanced features, like leaflet-based EXIF GPS maps or the interactive picture comparison game across entire gallery branches.
Now, what's really interesting here is the native theming capability. You can apply selectable CSS skins, set global theme background overrides, and tweak custom color sliders natively straight from the dashboard. You don't have to touch a single line of code. And hey, if you ever push a custom styling change a bit too far and break things, there's a really handy Reset to CSS safety feature. It instantly clears your saved overrides and snaps the interface right back to its clean, stable defaults.
Arriving at our grand finale, Section 5, Pre-caching and Fluidity Optimizations. If you're coming from a rich technology background, you are absolutely going to love this part. The fluidity optimizations here are seriously top tier. First up, the server automatically leverages that GDE extension we talked about earlier to generate 300-pixel and 800-pixel progressive JPEGs. Then, when a user opens an image in the Lightbox, the system is already quietly preloading the adjacent images in the background. Because the front end relies on these carefully generated thumbnails, it can instantly switch a loaded thumb for a full-screen picture seamlessly. It completely eliminates that jarring loading lag you see on heavier platforms. I mean, it literally feels instantaneous.
And then there's the number 7. This actually refers to the 7-day automatic zip download pre-caching lifecycle. Think about it. If a visitor clicks Download Gallery, you really don't want the server wasting precious CPU cycles zipping that same folder every single time. So it compiles it once, caches it, and reuses it. The server then automatically tracks the expiration and purges these archives after exactly 7 days to aggressively save disk space. It only rebuilds them dynamically when requested again. It's honestly a masterclass in resource management.
So the crucial point is how PHP Gallery handles its dual caching strategy. It enforces strict non-cache policies for your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This guarantees that when you make a UI update or a theme tweak, your visitors see it right away, no stale pages. But concurrently, all your media, your thumbnails, and your zip files utilize aggressive server-side caching headers. It is the perfect balance, giving you real-time accuracy for your site structure, perfectly paired with raw, uncompromised delivery speed for your heavy assets.
We've seen how it strips away the bloat, we've explored the sheer logic of its file system-first architecture, and we've unpacked the high-end pre-caching that delivers that lightning-fast media. So I leave you with this. Are you ready to ditch the bloat, reclaim your server, and experience raw gallery performance? If you're managing self-hosted infrastructure, this is definitely an architecture worth exploring today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.